Whether you're a first-time home buyer or a seasoned investor, this video is packed with steps and tips to help you navigate the buying process like a pro, especially if you're in New Brunswick, Canada. My name is Cameron Brioux, and I'm a licensed realtor here in the greater Moncton area. Stick around because you won't want to miss these tips. In today's video, we're going to break down the entire home buying process step by step, from getting your finances in order to closing the deal. We've got all of the info covered in this video. We'll be using my comprehensive buyer's guide as the framework and filling in some more details. If you would like a copy of this guide, it is down in the second link of the description. Now, I know this is an exciting process and you may want to rush out and look at homes, but the best results will come from building a plan. First things first, let's talk about getting your finances in order. It's crucial to know how much you can afford. This means talking to a lender, whether it's a bank or a mortgage broker, and getting pre-approved for a mortgage. Your pre-approval gives you a clear budget, and later in this process, we will see how this shows the seller that you're serious. Here's what you need to do. Step number one is understanding your credit score. Your credit score will play a significant role in determining your interest rate on your mortgage. The higher your credit score, typically, the better the rate. If your score needs improvement, you can take steps to pay down your debt or make all of your payments on time. Your credit score could impact your interest rate, and over a 30-year mortgage, this difference could save you thousands of dollars. Next, you'll need to gather all of your financial documents because the lenders will need things like your pay stub, your tax returns, your bank statements, and proof of other income. Having these ready will speed up the pre-approval process. Typically, you will need at least 2 years of tax returns, a recent pay stub, and bank statements from the past 3 months. Now, choosing the right lender, you will want to shop around for the best rates and terms. Don't just go with the first lender out there. Ask some of your friends or even your realtor if they have an option for you to chat with. And you'll want to compare the offers that each of these lenders have and understand what the best deal for you is. Some lenders have options like improvement plus products, which means that if you need to make repairs after you buy the home, there's some flexibility in the mortgage. There are also a few online tools that can help you compare these options. And during this process, you will need to determine your budget, and you'll have to be realistic and consider all of the potential costs, including property tax, insurance, and maintenance. For example, there is a rule of thumb to use 33% of your take-home income, and that should go towards housing, including mortgage, taxes, and insurance. You could use online calculators to estimate how much you could afford based on your income and expenses and factoring in the loan terms. Have you heard the term house poor? Well, this is the step where you make all of those considerations so you're not house poor. On the lender side, they will also compare your budget, and you may hear the term debt coverage or debt service ratio to determine how much you can afford. You're going to want to ask questions along the way. If you don't understand something or need more clarity, just ask. Now, step two in the process is finding a realtor you can trust. This is one of the most important steps in the home buying process. And here's some options that you could choose on how to find the right one. Ask your friends and family for recommendations. Perhaps this realtor has valuable information on YouTube that resonates with you. Social media is also a great way to get a better understanding of their values and what they could bring to the table. You will want to interview multiple realtors. Don't settle for the first one that you meet. Interview several realtors to find someone who understands your needs and has experience in the market that you're interested in. Ask about their experience, the number of transactions that they've done, and their familiarity with your target neighborhoods and also budget. You're going to want to look for local expertise in choosing a realtor that knows the area, that has an inside knowledge on neighborhoods, schools, and some of the trends of what's going on. As someone who's placed in the top 10 realtors in New Brunswick with their brokerage, I can't stress enough the importance of having a knowledgeable realtor by your side. For instance, a local realtor can provide insights into upcoming developments or changes of zoning bylaws that might affect your property value. Here in New Brunswick, your realtor might also ask you to sign a buyer's agency agreement. This agreement will solidify your relationship with that realtor, and this will outline their duties to you as well as the time frame of working together. This document will be reviewed with you as you cross that time in the process. Step number 3 is house hunting. Here's how to make the most of this exciting stage. Make a list of your must-haves and nice-to-haves. Consider factors like location, size, number of bedrooms and bathrooms, yard space, and proximity to schools, work, and amenities. For example, your must-haves might include a minimum of 3 bedrooms, a backyard, a location within 20 minutes of your job. Next, your realtor will set you up to receive new listings that fit your search criteria after the first few days. They'll probably sit down and review these options and narrow things down if needed. If you see something that you like or that stands out, you should reply to that email and ask to go see it. You can also attend open houses, as it's a great way to get a feel for different properties, neighborhoods, and floor plans. And in that process, you'll want to take notes and, if possible, a photo or two with permission to remember each home. Don't hesitate to ask the listing agent questions about the property and the neighborhood. Just let them know that you're working with a realtor. Keeping track of the homes that you visited and your impressions of each one. This will help you compare them later and make informed decisions. Consider creating a spreadsheet to log the details like price, square foot, pros, cons, and your overall rating. And number 5, you're going to want to be ready to act fast. In a competitive market, homes can go quickly. And if you find a home that you love, be prepared to make an offer right away. Your realtor can help you determine a fair price based on comparable properties and market conditions. For example, if comparable homes are selling quickly above the asking price, you might want to offer more than the list price to secure the property, but it's a case-by-case basis. Now, making an offer. Once you've found the perfect home, it's time to make an offer, and here's how to do it right. Your realtor will help you analyze the market and comparable sales to determine a fair offer price. Don't forget to consider the home's condition and how long it's been on the market and how much interest it's generating. For example, if similar homes have sold for $350,000, but the home you want has been on the market for a while, you might consider making an offer price close to the list price. Conditions will protect you in case something goes wrong. Common conditions include financing, home inspection, insurance, and for more rural properties, a well and septic. In New Brunswick, we also use the information sheet called the Property Disclosure Statement, which can be requested with an offer or sometimes is published with the listing. Discuss these conditions with your realtor to make sure that you're covered. For example, a financing contingency allows you to back out if you can't secure a loan, while an inspection contingency lets you renegotiate or even cancel if a significant issue is found. What's the secret sauce, you ask? Well, in a competitive market, a personal letter to the seller can help your offer stand out. You can share a little bit about yourself and why you love the home. For example, you might mention how you can picture your family enjoying the backyard, or how you fell in love with the neighborhood's charm. And be sure to include your pre-approval letter. The seller may counter your offer, and you'll want to be prepared to negotiate on the price, closing, and maybe some of the other terms, but stay flexible. Know your limits. For example, if the seller counters with a higher price, consider meeting in the middle, or asking if some of the repairs that you are interested in doing can be completed by them. In some markets, you might also need to consider the seller's perspective and their motivations, which could give you an edge in negotiations. And your realtor can explain that in a little bit more detail. Step number 5 is the conditions in your home inspection. Okay, we have an accepted offer, but before finalizing the deal, we must follow through with our conditions. A deposit is normally sent during your conditional period, and the value will be taken away from the purchase price at closing. The value can vary, but for this video, let's use the example of 5%. In some markets, you might need a water test or an environmental test, and you can speak with your realtor about what conditions make sense for your transaction. Your realtor will create an email reminder with the dates as well as the essentials with all of the attachments for you to send to your lender and your insurance provider. This will include digital copies of the listing as well as the signed purchase and sale agreement with any amendments or property disclosure pages if those are required. This might seem like a stressful time, but ask questions. There are no silly ones. Okay, it's essential to get a home inspection, and here's why. A professional home inspector will check the property for any issues such as structural problems, faulty wiring, plumbing issues, and so much more. You are able to attend the home inspection and, if possible, ask as many questions to understand any potential problems. For example, if an inspector finds an issue with the roof, you could always request the seller to repair it or potentially lower the price. If there's specific questions that need further explanation, consider having someone like a plumber or a roofer visit the property as well. Review the inspection report carefully. If significant issues are found, you may need to renegotiate the purchase price or request that the repairs be done by the seller. Be aware that many minor items do add up, so you'll want to review all of these costs and consider how it affects your budget. Your realtor can help you connect with the professionals to give you quote and context. Finally, it's time to close the deal. This is the last step before you become a homeowner, and here's what to expect. Be prepared to pay closing costs, which are typically land transfer tax, property tax, and lawyer fees. Sometimes there's title insurance, and of course, your down payment is included in there. The lender and the lawyer will detail all of these costs, but be prepared. A typical down payment for an insured mortgage is somewhere around 5%, and it's often suggested to have an additional 2 to 4% of the purchase price on hand to cover any additional costs at closing. Closing involves signing a lot of documents, both with your lawyer and your lender. Take time to review and read and understand each document. Your realtor and lender will be there to guide you and explain everything in detail. If you do have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Before closing day, you will do a final walkthrough of the property to ensure that it's in the same condition as when you made your offer and that any agreed upon repairs have been made. This step ensures that there are no surprises on closing day. Once all the paperwork is signed and the funds are transferred, you'll officially be the owner of the property. The lawyer will have your name registered with the city or town to receive a tax or a water bill. Congratulations, you're now a homeowner. At this point, you'll receive the keys and you can start the moving process. This has been the entire process, step by step. As a reminder, the PDF guide does have a checklist that you can follow along as you move through this process. The PDF also provides a detailed checklist for the closing process to ensure that nothing is overlooked. Make sure you review this checklist with your realtor to ensure a smooth closing process. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like this video. And if you have any questions or need further assistance, drop a comment down below, or you can reach out to me directly through the first link down in the description. I'm always here to help with your real estate journey. Thanks for watching and happy house hunting.